All right. Can you hear me clearly now? All right. My name is Trang, or you can call me Keira, and I'm really honored and excited to be here today and be a part of Will of the Still, where we share tales of how we drew strength and wisdom from the past, whether it be from ourselves, our parents, our grandparents, or even ancestors. So, a few months prior to this speech, I think this one doesn't work anymore. So could you help me change this one, please? Excuse me more for the minor technological issues right here. Okay. So now I will tell you whenever I need to change the slide. Is that okay? All right. Shall we start again? Shall we start again? Okay, thank you. Can I have the first slide, please? Right. Again, my name is Keira, or you can call me Chang. Either way is fine. And I'm really honored to be here. And today, my speech called Embrace Your Fear and Empower Your Inner Child. A few months, okay, I will wait a little bit. No, it doesn't work. Thank you for your understanding. Right, okay. So a few months prior to this speech, I earned the prestigious Fulbright Scholarship to pursue my master's degree in psychotherapy for couples and family. And those who have known me thought it was pretty obvious that I would get this scholarship for all the work I have done the previous years. So these were all the work that I had done, and unknown to them, I was terrified. I cried endless times. I was always doubting myself throughout the course of a year and a half applying for the scholarship. I was wondering, am I good enough? Am I suitable for this grand scholarship? And the conflict grew so large that I decided to seek professional support from a psychotherapist. Over a course of 1 year of constant self-reflection, self-work, I've been able to draw out these following 3 lessons. So my first one goes like this. So on one hand, I aspire to be one of the pioneering psychotherapists in Vietnam for couple and families to support healing emotional problems of young people just like myself. But on the other hand, I'm utterly scared. I'm scared that I will never be good enough. And this is my first lesson. My fear is actually deeply rooted in the past, consciously and unconsciously. In other words, there are several events from my youth that still continue to affect me till this day, and I wasn't even aware of it. So, in the past, like many of us, I was driven by fear. Fear that I would not be the person my parents always wanted me to be. Fear that I could no longer make them proud, and even worse, fear that I was no longer important to them. And this fear presents itself in 2 opposite forces. The first one, we have this little girl right here. Every time she failed to meet the adults' expectations, like get a bad grades, or wasn't ladylike enough, or didn't listen to what the adults have to say, she would hear things like, "You are so stupid. You are so annoying. Why can't you just be like me? Why can't you just be like my friend's daughter?" Her opinions, her needs, her emotions, everything were completely ignored. And in those most vulnerable moments, she truly believed what the adults said, and she thought to herself, "I will never be good enough." Why, on the other hand, we also have this little girl right here, the one who brought joy and happiness to the family every time she met the adult's expectation. She got praised, hugged, a pat on the back, and an ice cream for a 10. "Oh, my baby, you are making me so proud. You're so beautiful. I love you so much." Even though her short-lived happiness quickly subsided and her fear started to creep in, and she thought to herself, "Oh my God, I need to really try harder to make my parents proud. I cannot fail them. I cannot fail at all. And these two little children grew up in my unconscious mind like two sides of a coin, two opposite forces constantly fighting with each other within the same body. Whenever one say, you need to try harder, you can do it, just try, just give it another go, you can do it. The other one would say, no, you will never be good enough. You are nothing, you are no one. And no adult has ever taught me how to attend to and nurture the feelings and the needs of these little children. And here comes my second realization. So within myself, these two fearful inner children were desperately trying to protect their feelings and get their needs met at all costs, namely the needs for unconditional love, attention, acknowledgement, affection, and these underlies many of my problems. So it always goes like this. Whenever I face a challenge that is too great, the thought of failing would trigger my deep-rooted fear, the fear that I've never learned how to handle. And this girl right here, she will start sobbing, crying, reminding me of her own belief. Oh, what if you fail? Just quit it now. Don't do it. Oh my God, you are nothing. You cannot do it. Don't do it. So, in order to protect ourselves, I did not allow myself to try so that we cannot fall, we cannot fail. And I also encounter many similar problems in young people I've worked with. We avoid situations that can evoke big emotions that we do not know how to handle. So we avoid very important conversations with our friends, our partners, our parents. We avoid taking risks, or we even avoid simple things as saying no to things that no longer serve us. On the other hand, facing the same challenge, the other girl, the one who always wants to save face for her family, she would scream with anger. Can I have the other girl? All right. She would scream with anger, saying, oh my God, come on, just try a little bit harder. I know you can do it. You are an Asian, not a Bayesian. I literally had that sign on top of my desk throughout my high school. And this mindset continued until my adulthood. This time last year, I worked 3 jobs while applying for my scholarship. I did not allow myself to stop. I simply did not allow myself to bring shame to my family. My physical health, my emotional health, my relationships, everything were deteriorating, everything were going downhill. And regardless of the views on my YouTube channels, the accolades for my speeches, and even the Fulbright scholarship, I couldn't take pleasure in anything for too long before feeling all tired and burned down and empty. So for many of us, this is where depression and anxiety starts to creep in. And also, for me, burnout were eventually inevitable. And only much later on, I was able to learn my third lesson. So, if we notice how our emotions work, you will see that just like joyful emotions, painful emotions such as fear will pass, only if we do not ignore them or suppress them. Although I know that painful emotions are very difficult to be with, they are really overwhelming. While having these difficult emotions, you can say the things that you do not want to say, and you can believe in things that are not true. And in those moments, you just want to avoid them, you want to ignore them, you want to get out of these emotions. But contradictorily, according to neuroscience, the only way to get out of difficult emotions is actually to slow down and be with them. Breathe, acknowledge them, name them, and let your nervous system do its job. Because we are so used to ignoring and suppressing our emotions, our nervous system actually do not know what to do. So if you just slow down for a moment and breathe, allow your body and your nervous system to self-regulate, it will be able to calm itself down. And once big emotions have passed, you will be able to see everything with a much clearer mind and with a fresh eye. And only then, your emotional brain can turn off its alarm. The emotional brains lie deep within the central part of the brain. And only then can the logical part of the brain can do its job. And only then you can think rationally and you can reassess the true reasons underlying your fear from perspective of a wise adult. I know it sounds very difficult, right? But the good thing is we do not need to wait until our fear gets out of hand to learn how to be with it. So, I have a little exercise for us all. Are you ready? If you are ready, I would like to invite you to close your eyes, or if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can just look down on the floor. Right. And now take a few deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, and bring to your mind, remember an event where you didn't take on a challenge because you were shy, you were afraid that you might fail, you were scared. It could be an event from work, school, or even in your relationships. And try to avoid events that are too overwhelming or too much. We want to start with a fairly easy emotions first. So recall everything in detail. What happened? When was it? Where was it? What was the challenge? Why was it so difficult? What did you do? What did you not do? Who was involved in the challenge? How did you feel? Be curious with whatever that is going on in your mind and in your body. How are you feeling right now? Is it unpleasant? Is it pleasant? How unpleasant it is from the scale of 1 to 10. 3, maybe 2. There's no right or wrong answer. Just be curious. Can you name the feeling? Is it scare, fear, disappointment, anger, resentment? What is the feeling? And where in your body can you feel the feeling? Can you feel the feeling on your chest, on your thigh, your stomach, or your feet? Is it light or heavy, warm or cold? And now pay attention to the little voices inside your head. Whatever is saying, just pay attention. Be mindful. What other thoughts you are having right now at this moment? And what other sensations and emotions trying to tell you? What needs to happen? Do you need to play? Do you need to explore? Do you need clarity, reassurance, love, attention, anything? Just try to name it. And take another breath. Inhale and exhale. Another time. Inhale and exhale. Now I want you to put that memory away in a box. Close it, seal it, gently put it away, and take a long sigh out. If you feel like it, if you do not need it, it's completely all right. And bring your mind back into this room. When you feel comfortable, open your eyes and get used to the light around you. Feel the chair you are sitting on. Feel your breath. Feel how you're breathing. You are safe in this room. So just like this is how we can connect to our feeling and be mindful about our emotions and our needs throughout the day. Like throughout the day, you just need to pause for a little while, anytime at all, and especially whenever you feel like, oh, I think I'm having a difficult feeling. This feels kind of uncomfortable. Just slow down, take a deep breath, ask yourself all the questions above, and then see how it changes over time, how your self changes over time, how your emotion changes over time. And this is how we start to connect with ourselves. And at your own time, you can also practice talking and write to the part of you that was hurt before, or the younger version of yourself, the one who always wanted love and acceptance, but instead got fear, disappointment, and pain instead. Listen to what do they have to say. What were they feeling? What did they need? What did they not get from the adults? So this way, you are going to reparent yourself. You are going to be the only trustworthy adult that is going to take care of your inner children and empower your inner children from within. And let them know that it's okay to have these thoughts. It's okay to be scared. It's okay for them to try, to fail, to cry, to rest, play, and try again. And no matter what happened, no matter if they fail, no matter if they win, you will always stay beside them, love them, care for them, reassure them, and give them, or in other words, give yourself the recognition and the love that you didn't get when you were a child. And this is all the words that you need to tell yourself, tell your inner child, whenever you feel like, wow, I'm having a very difficult thought. This fear is overwhelming. It's okay, just be with them. And I know that it's not an easy task at all. At times, you can see yourself going on your Locket, your Instagram, your Facebook, go on to buy some cute things on Shopee or TikTok just to avoid the difficult emotions. And that is okay too. I mean, we are not heroes. We cannot change overnight. But just pay attention to those little behaviors. And when you feel comfortable, just put the phone down, go back to all of the questions that we have just practiced with each other now, take a few deep breaths, and start connecting to your feelings and your needs. And it took us decades to estrange ourselves from our emotions and needs. I can't promise you how long it might take us to comfortably greet them again. But I can promise you one thing, only one thing, that once you learn how to greet your painful emotions the way you greet your joyful emotions, like a full spectrum of color, your life will be filled with vivid colors of all hues, situations, and brightness. And only then can we learn how to act from a place of love and passion, not fear or shame. And this is very powerful for me. So, babies, how are you feeling right now? It's okay to be scared. It's completely normal. When we are scared, we know that we are going to be really brave this time. We are going to be really brave for taking on this challenge. We know that we can learn something afterwards. We know that we will change. And let's just give it a go. Give it your best shot. And even if you fail, it's all right. We can always try again. And I'm proud of you for trying, for being here today, coming to this TEDx event for yourself, for your own development. I'm proud of you for that. And I'm sure you all will have enough reason. You have all the reasons in the world to be proud of yourself. So thank you for listening.